Hello and welcome to the Android OS. This is the bonus content for the chapters. This is chapter 13. Again, this is just some bonus content relating to the course material we went out over in the earlier chapters. And this is a detailed look at tablets. So in chapter 3, we talked about the best-selling devices featuring a lot of smartphones, a tablet, and a watch. I just want to give a little bit more insight into the factors when choosing specifically a tablet or a smartwatch, since they are much more different product line than that of the traditional smartphone. So first off, I want to talk about use cases. The use cases when it comes to a tablet, which are, again, a different device, a different category of its own. When it comes to tablets, people use them for various reasons. One big thing could be web browsing, of course. That's probably something common you'll be doing on a tablet. It's a much bigger screen experience, so it provides a different use case than a phone. Productivity, of course, just using it for general productivity, doing daily tasks, using apps, taking notes. And of course, videos, media, content, entertainment, all that sort of stuff. Enjoying media, watching a movie, listening to a podcast or music, whatever it may be. Other use cases to consider, of course, traveling. When traveling with a tablet, how are you going to use it? What is the tablet going to be in this case for you? Is it going to be something that you're going to be using constantly? Are you going to be using it more than your phone? Are you going to be using it to replace a laptop, perhaps? Things of that nature. And then, of course, you want to consider the capabilities when it comes to your use case. What do you want the tablet to do? You want it to be high performance in gaming, high performance in just overall, productivity and usage, high battery life, have a nice camera. These are all factors you need to consider. So what I want to start off with is highlighting a pretty popular and one of the newer gen Android tablets out there in the market right now. This is a Nexus 9. The Nexus 9 features an 8.9-inch IPS LCD display, a really great 6700 milliamp battery, 8 megapixel rear camera, 1.6 megapixel front-facing camera, 64-bit NVIDIA Tegra K1 processor running at 2.3 gigahertz, 192 core Kepler GPU, and 16 gigabyte and 32 gigabyte models. This is Google's flagship tablet right now. So in the Android space, this one is a little bit more expensive. This is a full-size tablet, or not a full-size tablet, but relatively. When we talk full-size tablets, it's usually 9 inches and up. When we're talking about mid-size tablets or mini tablets, typically that's in the range of 7 inches and below. So there's this kind of fine line. You have the phones, you have a kind of a phablet, which is like the 5-inch phones, and then you have your tablets, and those come in multiple sizes, of course. So the Nexus 9 is one of the flagship devices right now. It's one of the great ones you can get from Google. It runs a really great version of stock Android on the latest Android. So this features Android 5.0 Lollipop. So those are the things you're going to consider. You're going to get really great hardware for something like the Nexus 9. It's manufactured and built by Google, so it's kind of an all-in-one, all-in-house project. And you get the great new software. So these are all things that you're going to factor in. And of course, there's a lot of other factors which we're going to touch on, but I just wanted to showcase one of the featured tablets so you can kind of see a rundown and you can compare what you want to purchase when getting an Android tablet. So moving on into the factors, you have a lot of things to consider, much like you would a phone or a smartwatch. Screen is going to be a big thing on a tablet. Since most tablets are all touch interface nowadays, multi-touch, the screen is going to be really, really detrimental to your overall experience. You want to decide on the size, whether that's going to be a full-size tablet or kind of a smaller end one. The type of screen, that can be IPS, that can be Retina, LED, OLED, all these different display technologies that are out there. Definitely you want to invest in a really, really good screen. And form factor, like I just mentioned, the size, weight, it's a big factor since you're going to be carrying this around, maybe using it for work or personal usage. You want to make sure it fits that kind of usage that you're going to be getting out of it. Battery life, that's another big thing. Since tablets are more everyday products or something that you may not be charging as much, battery life, it needs to remain consistent, and you want something that has optimally really good, efficient, I should say, battery life to get you out throughout the day. OS, that's pretty standard. Usually you can go from KitKat to Lollipop, which is the latest version of Android. So you just want to make sure it's on the latest version of Android as possible. Of course, there is tablets that are going to be on lower end ones, but that's all personal preference. Speed, so that's CPU, RAM, storage, memory, all of that stuff is something to consider when using a tablet, because a tablet isn't something you're going to be making usually like a phone. You're not going to be using it for phone calls. You're not going to be using it for text messaging. You could, but primarily you're going to be using it for other experiences like web browsing, gaming, etc., for that bigger screen experience. So speed is going to become a big factor when it comes to that. So you definitely want to get the tablets with the higher end processors or the new generation of processors. And then come the external factors, the add-ons, cameras, fingerprint readers, all those other things that are kind of just additional add-ons that may matter to you. If you want a good camera on your tablet, if you want these extra features, you want an SD card slot, those are when that comes into play. So to wrap it up, we do have a couple of popular Android tablets that we want to recommend and definitely worth others, to check out. And of course, in the main guide, we featured one on our own site at Gizmo Store Direct. You can check out the TechLast X98 Air, which is a really great tablet as far as power meets efficiency and price. So you get a really, really great price point on this. And you get a tablet that doesn't only run Android, but Windows 8 as well. So it's very flexible in that sense. Some other popular tablets in the marketplace right now, the Nexus 9, like I just said, that was recently released. The Nexus 7 is kind of a smaller version of that, smaller form factor of the 9-inch display. NVIDIA Shield, another tablet that Android offers that is more focused on gaming, a really, really gaming-oriented tablet. It has a kind of a controller built in with a tablet display screen. And the Samsung Galaxy Tab. These are all great tablets that are available in the Android marketplace. And that's the thing, when it comes to tablets and Android, the marketplace is so wide. It's so varying. It's not like Apple, where Apple offers just one tablet or two tablets in different form factors with the same OS. Android offers very, very specific tablets at different price points, anywhere from $200, $300, $400, $500, all the way up to obviously the higher end range, with sizes down from 6-inch, 7-inch screens to 9-inch screens. So you can get ones that are dedicated to gaming with high GPU performance, like the NVIDIA Shield, or you can get ones that are just more small scale factor and more stock Android, like the Nexus 7 or Nexus 9. At the end of the day, Android offers you a really wide array of popular Android tablets in general. So these are just some popular ones, of course, our recommendations. Feel free to check out more, of course, online. You can find them all over. They have all sorts of versions and manufacturers out there. So we hope you enjoyed this little bonus content on a detailed look at Android tablets.